got TDS here. I'm Gundo. We're ready to get into this one. Should be a good set of games on the day for this first one. Once again, we're going to have the Rhinos versus the Falcons, and I'm excited to see what these guys are going to come out with. Overall, though, I think both teams came out with good drafts, and I think everybody's ready to get straight into this one. 5-point start for both sides, so I guess we'll just run down the teams very quickly. Over here on the blue side, we got the Falcons. Banana Bread in the top lane playing Darius. Kartik in the jungle playing the Xin Zhao. Chaos in the mid lane playing Annie. Rowdy Beast and Salt Spreader down there on the bot side for the Falcons playing Jinx and Set. So over here on the red side, we got the Rhinos charging in here. We got YOLO Adrian up there on the top side playing Malphite. Cowsep Jr. in the jungle playing Rumble. Galifianakis in the mid lane playing Cassiopeia. Kaiser and Ezio Killer down there on the bot side playing the Ashe and Leona. Good set of champions with a lot of CCs, so I'm excited to see what they're going to do in the laning phase and around these team fights because it should be exciting all throughout. Overall, though, both sides are ready to get into this one, and TDS here is joining me, so it is going to be a very, very good day of draft games.
Yeah, and I'm kind of surprised looking at Rhinos not going for an invade, especially with the Leona level 1. She's a good champion to get that invade with, the Cassiopeia as well, Ashe and Rumble can be good level 1 champions, and if they can put the Xin Zhao behind from really early, then it's going to be really hard for them to try and win. Oh, Banana Bread, starting here with its trades.
Yeah, trying to get some early damage on here with that Noxian passive. Did do quite a bit of damage there with just those 4 autos, getting that 5th one to get that final proc of his passive, doing a whole lot of damage up there already. So gonna have some early control of this lane, and YOLO Adrian over here on the other side opting in for the Comet start, so it isn't gonna have that much sustain against this Darius here. Didn't even opt in for the corrupting pots either, so gonna have a little bit of a rough time at the early stages.
Yeah, and he went for the damage, like you were saying, so he's going to have to wait a lot to be able to get to level 2 before bot lane hits level 2 first. But yeah, Banana Bread is able to get level 2 first because of the zoning of the experience as well, and it's going to be hard for YOLO Adrian, at least at the start, to be able to contest against the Darius. If he gets too close to the wave, he's going to get comboed by the Darius, and he can die easily in top lane, even if he's a Malphite.
Yeah, he still is not that tanky, right? You picked this Darius to run over the early game, so he is going to be trying to do that this time around. Banana Bread already, you can see that 12 to 3 CS. Of course, that wave has not crashed under tower just yet, so YOLO Adrian hasn't really been able to pick any up just yet, but that still is going to start to balloon into quite a decent CS lead on that top side here. So already using that Apprehend, getting a whole lot of damage, man. Those 4 passive stacks just burning YOLO Adrian down. Already going to have to use one of the pots to try and just heal up and sustain so he can't get dove under tower. On the bot side, though, the side of the Falcons are getting quite a good push on this Jinx and Set so far. Kaiser and Ezio Killer getting pushed in under their tower already. So Scuttle Control is going to go over to the side of the Falcons on this bot side. And it's going to be pretty good because Cowsep is packing towards the bot, so not going to have that control on that top side Scuttle either.
Yeah, and it's not only the fact that they have the bot Scuttle control, but he can path back up top lane because of the controlling top lane and in mid lane, and he can get double Scuttle Crabs against the Rumble. Oh, but mid lane?
Yeah, we could see some action here, but it looks like both sides aren't really going to want anything. Cowsep, though, getting aggressive here, slowing some people down with those harpoons, but not really going to result into much overall. Both teams still looking just fine over there for themselves, and I just think it's going to be a pretty slow game to start, and once that first kill or that first objective starts to come out onto the table, it's going to be that go button for both sides. But as I'm saying that, we might be seeing some action. Karthik already going in, using the W to get that extra damage down. Cowsep is going to get burned down and decimated there by Banana Bread. Picks up that first blood, and that's going to be a nice 400 gold into the pockets of your already winning top laner.
Yeah, and Banana Bread and the side of Falcons, full credit to them. They were waiting till the Rumble showed himself prepping the play. Banana Bread was coming from the top Tribush onto inside the enemy red side jungle and then going for the Rumble. And once again, good trade.
Yeah, Apprehend comes out, pulls him back. YOLO Adrian might be going down. The Decimate smacks him around. Banana Bread picking up a second one, a solo kill up there in the top side. gets himself some more gold. So this first back for that Darius is going to be insanely advantageous up there on that top side. You can see him even getting this second wave pushed in under the tower as well. Looking real good so far on this Darius. And Banana Bread not even wanting to back just yet. He says, you know what? I can push in one more. I'm going to try and get it in. And then I'm going to get a nice, really good buy back. But it might just be spelling him some doom here because Cowstep Jr. is on the top side. It is showing up now, but that ult was just procced. He does have the Noxian Guillotine available. He's going in, flashes in. Ults, a little bit more damage will do it. Banana Bread is going to get taken down, but picks up a third kill for himself. About 1,000 gold now, and that's all on that Darius on the top side.
Wait, did he get a shutdown for that, right? Yeah, at least I think it's going to be good for that. But yeah, Banana Bread has been doing so good. First, the movement that he did to try and collapse on the Rumble and getting that kill. Then he goes back to top lane. Malphite mispositions himself, and then they go for that play. Oh, bot lane.
Yeah, bot lane getting pretty antsy down here, but that dragon is being started, so we might not see full commitment down there. You can see Salt and Rowdy Beast already walking over towards that one, not to mention Chaos as well. All the guys over here on the bot side are starting to look for this first dragon. It is that Infernal, so it isn't going to be the most beneficial at the 6-minute mark, but it is nonetheless a dragon to start stacking up. Back to your point, TDS, I think it's important that that Darius did get shut down. You get some gold back into your favor. While Banana Bread is still dominating this lane heavily, that shutdown is definitely going to feel good for the side of the Rhino, just to stem some of that bleeding a little bit. If we go back and it's just another solo kill up there for Banana Bread, it's definitely a lot more disadvantageous for the side of the Rhinos. But considering they got one back, I don't think it's as bad. You can see that Bramble Best already on YOLO Adrian, so trying to stack up that armor already.
Yeah, and the great thing is that the kill also went to the Rumble, so at least your damage dealer is the one that is getting all the gold. Oh, Chaos.
Yeah, Chaos just wanted to get aggressive here in the mid lane. Forcing Galifianakis, is just being a little bit cheeky there, stopping his back there. But Salt Spreader on the top side here, they're trying to contest this red buff, and considering that they have control of the top side and mid lane here, he doesn't know that they're here. That E is going to come out, Face Breaker to lock him in. Cowstep Jr. getting real low. The Haymaker comes out as well, and Karthik just turns him into dust, makes him float off of that mecha there on that rubble, and now Cowstep Jr. is wondering where it all went wrong.
Yeah, I think it all went wrong when he just walked into the jungle not expecting anything. But in all honesty, you cannot blame him. I wouldn't expect the set to be there at that point either. It's a really good rotation by side of the spreader, and the fact that they have complete control of mid lane and top lane facilitates this kind of invades onto the jungle.
Yeah, allowing that bot lane roam from the support really is what separates, some of these better supports and some of the better wave control that we're seeing here. You can see Rowdy Beast not even losing anything after his support has been gone for about a minute and a half now. So pretty good play out of the bot lane from the Falcons here. But Cowstep Jr. looking for a wrench here. Might be seeing the 3-man play on the bot side. Yeah, does have that equalizer ready. Salt Spreader here in the wings. I do not know he's here just yet. Cowstep Jr. He's going to be looking for it, but here goes the Leona. E in onto one. Salt Spreader gets locked up, but this is a lot of damage going down already onto Rowdy Beast. That's one taken out. Cowstep gets one back in return, but it is a 1-for-1 so far on the bot side. So not really what the Rhinos were looking for, but at least they got one back in their favor. Overall, though, I think it's still a net win for the side of the Falcons. They only lost one, and it was a 3-man play on the bot side.
Yeah, the good thing about that play that the side of Rhinos can go happy with, it's not only the fact that they got the trade kill, but also they're denying some CS from the Jinx, and that late game insurance needs to take time before it actually comes online, because the early game is already doomed, because Darius and Xin Zhao are in a good path towards getting to the point where they're going to be really strong. But if the Jinx...
Yeah, Salt Spreader wanted to get aggressive here, flashes it onto Taser, ults him back with that, the ultimate, but it's not enough damage. Kaiser barely staying alive. That Ultra Mega Death Rocket just not able to get him down low enough alongside with that showstopper there. Almost was enough to take him out, but it is a flash for flash, and overall I think it's a pretty decent playoff from the Salt Spread over there on the bot side.
Yeah, his flash is not as sad to lose because he has Hex Flash, so he can just go for any play whenever he wants. It's not going to be as prejudicial, but the Ashe is an slow in mobile 80 carry. She will suffer a lot if she doesn't have the flash, and the next time that the set wants to get on top of her, he can really easily get on top of her if she's out of position. So at least Salt Spreader goes for a good play. I was so sure that he was going to be able to kill her. I'm surprised the Ashe survived, but credit to Kaiser. He held onto the heal and the flash until the last moment where he knew that he could survive.
Yeah, really, really good patience out of Salt Spreader and Kaiser as well, honestly. Both of them playing that one out pretty well. I think if that Ultra Mega Death Rocket was a little bit more on track, or he got him right in the right spot there, it would have been a kill, but the world will never know, right? How many licks does it take to get into the middle of a Tootsie Pop? Same dilemma there. But overall, though, Cowsep Jr. on the top side, trying to look for something. Not able to do a whole lot just yet. Banana Bread, though, being very, very aware of what is going on here. He is going to be a flash in. The Unstoppable Force goes out. Banana Bread is getting real low here, trying to heal up with the Q. Decimate comes out with the Noxian Guillotine, but Cowsep Jr. tears him a new one, gets another kill on the board for himself. So all the kills here being funneled onto Cowsep so far, while mainly a lot of the kills being funneled on the other side for Banana Bread on the top side.
Yeah, and that's the perfect person. Oh, they are getting all accumulated on mid lane. They're going to try and just dive the Cassiopeia.
Yeah, they are looking for this dive here. Salt's better. The ult comes out. Tibbers
yeah.
goes in. Showstopper as well. The scream comes out from Galifianakis. Not able to stay alive there. The Rift Herald as well going to be used here. So a lot of plates and a big gold influx in the mid lane here is going to be obtained from the side of the Falcons.
Yeah, point and clicks is such a beautiful thing. You just need to put the Tivers on top of the Cassiopeia and she cannot run away. Really good romp once again by South Spreader to be there to help. Karthik was just watching them take the kill and then just puts down the Herald to get the plates. That's about it. But really nice from the Falcons to be able to secure this turret. This turret is one of the most important turrets in the game just because of how much pressure it takes away from the enemy team and how much space it gives you to be able to put vision around and control certain areas of the map. And they already have the first race, so now they can have even more control. I don't think they're going to try and fight this. Right?
I hope not. It would be very bad, but the TP is coming in here from now YOLO Adrian. The TP on the other side, though, from the Darius. This is going to be an all-out team fight. That's Sargon secured by one side already. The Falcons striking that one down. Cowsep Jr. picking up one. Now on the other side, Karthik picking up another. In the middle of the fight, though, is Banana Bread. He's trying to do his best to stay alive, but he is going to go down as well. It is going to be a 2-for-1 in favor of the Rhinos, so they win the team fight, but lose the Dragon. Overall, though, not doing too bad in that department. They get some gold back in their favor, but it is still about a 2,000 gold lead into the favor of the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm surprised it went well considering the fact that the Malphite didn't have Unstoppable Force. He just TP'd there, being a meatball and tanking a lot of damage. The Darius tried to get on top of the backline, but he was alone, and if you're able to just control the way that he moves, he will die really easily. Kiting potential from the side of Rhinos is really good, so if he doesn't get a lot of help from Karthik on the Xinjiao, he will die instantaneously. So we see a representation of what could happen in the rest of the game with this teamfight with the Darius. But also, Rowdy Beast was caught out of position and he was instantly exploded, not only from the Rumble ultimate, but also because of Kaiser's Ash Arrow. He was just stunned in place and he couldn't do anything. He just died at that moment. He didn't apport anything. So I want to see him better positioned later in the game.
Yeah, for sure. At least, better positioned or have somebody just stand in front of that man. Because if that Jinx goes down, that's really all your sustained DPS. Of course, you still have a lot in between the Annie and the Darius, but that Jinx is really going to be what wins you those team fights. So, yeah, back to your point there, TDS, it is going to be important for them to keep that Jinx alive if they want to win out on some of these fights. So, and I think it was just a really good placement by Cowsep as well to put that equalizer in the right spot. And now on the top side, though, Chaos and Banana Bread trying to look for this fight onto Cowsep, but Banana Bread is already burning down. It's going to be a trade for one already. Chaos, though, trying to get in position. YOLO Adrian might be in a bad spot. Tibbers comes out. The Q come out. Incinerate and Disintegrated is that rock monster over here on the top side, though. It is going to mean that they're going to get some extra plates and some extra gold for the side of the Falcons. They may have just traded their top laner for it, but it is just fine for themselves. Chaos going to be getting a lot of extra gold here that Luden's Echo already completed. So feeling real good already, having quite a bit of burst just with that one item.
Yeah, and even if Darius dies here, they are still getting good kills with that. They are still getting a lot of gold. They are still 4k ahead. Oh, Cassiopeia. So be careful. I thought he was going to try and engage something here, especially without turret. He's just at so much risk moving forward like that. But yeah, they are still 3k gold ahead, so they still have a lot of momentum in how they decide how to play this game. And the fact that it's a it's a Mountain Soul. It's going to be so good because that gives
Okay.
extra resistances. Oh,
Yeah,
kills.
fight might be breaking out here. Galifianakis definitely looking for that ulti, but they're all turning away from him. Ezio Killer, though, looking for the Solar Flare. Goes in already. Rumble
Whoa.
Ultimate on top. The Equalizer is going to come out. Chance of Crystal Arrow already landed onto one. Jinx can't do anything once again. The fight is breaking out. Showstopper comes out onto Galifianakis, but it's not enough to take him down. Shut down onto the set already. Kartik is not able to do anything against Cowstep on the other side. Rowdy Beast might be going down as well. Yellow Adrian picking up one. Rowdy Beast going down. Kartik cannot do anything. Unstoppable force. Really unstoppable under that tower. Picks up a shutdown onto the Jin Zhao.
Yeah, and it was 3K before, now it's just 2.5K. They are getting closer, and the composition that has the better late game is the one from Rhinos. Really good team fight by them. They collapse on a choke point against the side of Falcons, and Falcons cannot try and force those kind of areas to fight because the Malphite was there. The Unstoppable Force is going to be such a menacing ability to be able to have to deal with. Same with Leona's ultimate as well as Ashe ultimates. Those ultimates are so good in choke points because they can control so much of that small area. And we have seen this. They once again lose a fight that it's on a choke point. They need to get more picks, play more around the Darius like they have been doing, and try and get as much leads they can on the silence so that they can still be part of this game. The closer they are in gold, the harder it will.
Yeah, the closer that they are, the harder those team fights are trying to take, right? So it is really important to try and keep that gold lead as even as possible as they can. So good fight from the Rhinos to try and just secure themselves. The kill board at least is dead even here. 20 kills before the 20-minute mark. So it is quite a bloody game here. The first items are now completed for the supports as well. You see that Turbo Chem Tank coming out for Salt Spreader as well on the bot side. Leona still not finishing up hers just yet, so we'll see if that does come out here. Barati Beast might be getting chased down by Galifianakis. It is not enough, though, to keep him down. The trap's placed right in spot to keep him in place. Okay, a fight breaking out here. The Equalizer comes out. Cowstep is going to get burned down. Chaos picking up that one, and I think we may have lost TDS here. I'm not sure if he's still in the call. I'll try to get him back here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, for sure. You're still here. Just making sure you didn't leave me out on the loan. The Dragon.
I was just surprised that that happened.
All good, man. Here, the Dragon is going to be started up here. It is going to be the third one, possibly for the side of the Falcons here. They have full control of this objective here. Losing their jungler earlier is probably what's going to cost them this one. Cowstep not realizing that the timer for the Dragon was very close and ends up getting taken down right before that one comes up. So now the soul point is on the board here for the side of the Falcons, and they could even trade it at the 20-minute mark for that Baron if they really need to. But for now, both teams looking just fine in surviving the early stages of this game, while the side of the Falcons are getting themselves quite a decent lead in the gold department. And in the objective department, it is still pretty close in some of these fights, right? We saw it last one. Rhinos definitely came out on top of the last one, running through that team fight when they had all their carries in the right spot. And Cowstep Jr. really needs to just land another one of these great equalizers if he wants to, secure themselves a good fight around these objectives.
Yeah, and he also needs to just try to stay with his team as much as possible because he can try and go for these plays, moving around a lot, but because of what he did, costing their team the Mountain Soul point, now the whole cards are in the hand of the Falcons because they can decide whatever they want to do in 4 minutes because of the pressure that they will have on the trade as well as on the Baron, like you were saying. So if they are not careful enough, they can just lose both. But even if they don't lose both, they will lose one of the two objectives if Falcons are able to play correctly.
Yeah, if they can, set up their macro, set up the vision control around these objectives to have enough information around them to have that advantage when they do come up and be spawned here. The Unstoppable Force, though, is coming out. Chaos might be locked up. He's going to come out. Rumble Ultimate on top of that one. It's just going to burn him to pieces. Yellow Adrian, though, getting taken down by Tibbers. It was just a brawl fest in between the bear and the rock monster here. Over there on the bot side, though, Banana Bread is going down. On the top side here, Kartik and Small Spreader trying to find some action. The E's going to come out. The Phase Breaker knock them both back into place. On the top side, oh, wow, that's a lot of damage coming out from Salt Spreader's ult or W there. Haymaker takes them out. Cowstep might be going down as well. Phase Breaker's up very shortly here, and it's going to be another kill there. Support of combat, support difference over here. Salt Spreader absolutely putting on a show on the set so far.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that Seth does. He's deceptively more strong than you actually think. Just because he's in the superposition doesn't mean that his base stats are going to be really good. And because he deals a lot of damage just because of his base stats, like I was saying, he will be able to just make those fights not as favorable as you think they are. Also in the bot lane, Cassiopeia ends up dying against the Darius. Banana Bread is able to just find a 1v1 that shouldn't really be that favorable for him, because if Cassiopeia is able to just put her miasma down, her petrifying gaze, she can control so much of what the Darius wants to try and do and kill him easily.
Yeah, he can really control around that objective, right? Get that kill off very shortly in the fight, and overall, though, I think securing themselves that second Rift Herald as well is going to allow them to get some more pressure around these objectives. So they are just feeling perfectly fine here on the side of the Falcons. Not to mention, 2 minutes left on that Dragon spawner. They're just going to be able to secure themselves something else, whether it's that Baron or the Dragon. And they're going to really have to force the Rhinos to, get the lesser of two evils, give away the Dragon or give away the Baron, because there's not really a good position that they can put themselves in to secure at least, or secure themselves one without giving away the other.
Yeah, at least not if they are able to force a fight and win that fight, then they can at least get more position on what they can do. But I feel like they cannot give up the Mountain Soul because it's so much free resistances for a team that need those resistances to be able to just go in and fight. This is going to be so important, and I feel like if they just gave it away, it's also if it also enables the Elder Dragon to come quickly, and that is also something that the side of Falcons want to do. So I feel like you just need to deny the soul and just get that soul if you are in that position from the side from Rhinos.
Yeah, you gotta try to secure that soul because it is what's gonna possibly win you the game here. That Mountain Soul, very good at mitigating a lot of the damage here coming out from the side of the Rhinos here. They are getting this ahead of this play here in the mid lane, going to be able to secure themselves that one. It is going to go down here, so they are just feeling still very, very fine here. They're getting themselves an extra objective, getting themselves that first tower is going to allow them to get that control of the mid lane. So they are feeling pretty good after securing that one. I think, though, it is going to be important for them to, not let themselves get caught sleeping around one of these objectives here. And now the side of the Falcons are getting full control of this bot side here. You can see that Dragon. I would like to, if they're going to give this Dragon, they have to just, barrel all the way towards the Baron or at least try and look for the fight here. But it looks like all the members on the side of the Rhinos are just walking out right now.
It's a 5v5. It's going to be a 5v5.
Yeah, I think they're just going to opt in for the fight here. As you're saying there, TDS, we're going to see what's going to happen. Yellow Adrian on the other side of the wall here. See if you can find the unstoppable force here. Cowsep here, ready with that equalizer. Banana Bread's going to hook him in. Apprehend the big ultimate 4-man. It's coming out. Petrifying Gaze on top of that one. Rumble as well. The equalizer equaling this game up. On the other side, though, they're running through the team fight. NCU Killer and Cowsep running through 3. A double kill for the Rumble. Another kill for the other guy. I didn't even see who did it, but Yellow Adrian with a nice engage to start that one off. Going to secure themselves a team fight win. The Dragon and possibly even the Baron here.
Yeah, there's your teamfight composition right there. YOLO Adrian, great ultimate. It's not only this one. The previous ultimate that he has always done has hit someone important, and this time around, it looked so bad because of Junior was getting caught out of position and he had to instant Sonjas. But because YOLO Adrian got such a huge unstoppable force, he got 4 members, I think, 3 or 4 members. And with that, they were able to just pile CC after CC and control so much of the area, the Annie couldn't even use Tivers. She died instantly. Really great fight by the side of Rhinos. And they are getting the Soul, the Dragon, and the Baron.
Yeah, feeling real good after that last little fight there. Coming out on top completely there, the side of the Rhinos, and that's just what they needed to get back in this game. And you can see that gold swing, about 2,000 to 3,000 gold already in their favor. Going to be feeling real nice after that one. Then they're going to have that Baron for the 3 minutes, right? They're going to be able to use this to push down some of the towers they haven't been able to get. So a lot of standing gold left on the map for the side of the Rhinos. They still have a lot left in the tank to take away, right? And you'd be able... Having this Baron is going to allow them to secure themselves some objectives and possibly even stall themselves out another Dragon. So in a much better position that they were after giving up those first 3 Dragons, having this control of the Baron and that Mountain Dragon is going to buy themselves some time. Not to mention is going to allow themselves to get some extra objectives around the map here. Though in the mid lane, though, we're seeing a lot of pinks come out already onto the side of the Ashe, who is very far in the lane. Banana Bread and YOLO Adrian over here on the side lane just really just stopping each other from pushing anywhere. In the mid lane though,
Yeah,
all
they're looking at
four,
each other.
yeah, the other four members here just posturing, trying to get these waves pushed in on the side of the Rhinos over here. Banana Bread is getting real low here though. He could look for a fight here. He's going to get apprehended back in. Banana Bread might be going down here. A lot of damage is being taken. YOLO Adrian solo kill in the side lane. In the mid lane, though, a big team fight breaking out. Petrifying Gaze only lands on the Salt Spreader. Cowslip trying to get the equalizer down to separate the team fight. Now they're able to get one down already. Kartik picking up two now. Jinx in the backside just throwing in those pot shots. Kartik trying to do his best that he can. He's going to try and stay alive, but he's not going to be able to do it. He's going to dash back in, stays alive. Triple kill for the Jin Zhao. YOLO Adrian, though, this big monster that can't really be dealt with. The full AD comp over here, besides the Annie, cannot deal with this big rock monster. And you can see it now. YOLO Adrian TPing in there and still winning the team fight for his team.
Yeah, even without Unstoppable Force, he wins the fight. I think like Rhinos were a little bit too overjealous with that, with what happened previously. The 4v4, it's not as favorable as the 5v5 because the Unstoppable Force is so much of your setup to be able to win team fights. And they were trying to play around. The equalizer came through way too late, so the damage wasn't as impactful in that fight as it was previously as well. And the side from Falcons went for a really good engage. They got a lot of good picks, and they got the kills on the Ashe and the Cassiopeia, as well as the 94 Barons. So at least they were able to put the game once again at a point where they can try and fight. But the gold lead is on the side of the Rhinos, and it's not as close as it seems. The composition from Rhinos is better the later the game goes on. Even if the Jinx is there, the Cassiopeia, the Ashe, the Rumble, and the Malphite are overall better late game champions than the Darius, the Xinjiao, the Annie, and the Jinx.
Yeah, it's just a lot to deal with, right? And we were talking about this earlier, TDS. It's just so much CC that one Jinx has to deal with, and she didn't even opt in for the cleanse. So, I'm really going to have to opt in for that QSS second here. A lot of that sustained damage is going to be coming out of here. So, if she can't get it off there, it is going to be a hard fight to win there. And we saw it last time. Kartik was able to do quite a bit of damage but for himself there. Salt Spreader on the side here, trying to pull one back. He's not going to land. Yeah, he was in a good position, but it's not enough to keep him alive. Kaiser here, going to continue under the tower, dashing in. Rowdy Beast on the other side, though, might be going down in the mid lane, though. It is just a whole lot of action there in the side lane, though. YOLO Adrian picking up another solo kill against Banana Bread in the mid lane. Once again, we are here. Ezio Killer trying to do his best to stay alive. Chaos trying to do his best as well. Kyle Fnac is not able to do anything at all either. Trying to win this team fight for his team, but Kartik and Rowdy Beast have been once again untouched by the rest of their team. Petrifying Gaze comes out to try and hold them in place, but Rowdy Beast and Kartik are going to continue the chase. He is going to stay alive, but again, it is another 3 for 3 for both sides here. This game is at a dead even state, TDS, and it is just going to continue at that.
Yeah, there's so much madness going on after the Baron came down. These two last fights have been so out of nowhere. The Drake is close to spawn also, 30 seconds, and I think they can probably push towards there, so I don't think anyone can secure it without the other knowing that they're going to secure it. But this next fight will be once the closest thing we will have to what happened before the last two fights, honestly.
Yeah, it's definitely going to start to get closer here. The Mountain Drake. Oh, man. This is going to be the fight I'm waiting to see, TDS. We're going to see who's going to win it. Because it doesn't look like either team is willing to back this one down here. Both the Rhinos and the side of the Falcons wanting to fight for this one. I'm going to zoom out just to get a better view of this one. I really am excited to see what's going to happen here. Cowstep Jr. in the wings here. Just seeing if he can get a good ultimate out. SEO Killer in the pit here by himself. Going to get stunned up. The Dragon is now going to be started due to that Luden's proc. Overall, the both teams posturing around it, but nobody from the side of the Falcons is near the pit. So we'll see what they're going to end up doing here. Banana Bread on the flank. We'll see what is going to happen. It is that Dragon burning down. It is going to be getting destroyed there. So the side of the Falcons can do nothing to contest that one. And it is going to be that second Mountain Dragon now for the side of the Rhinos over here. That Malphite is going to continue to get more and more tanky due to these buffs. Not to mention he is not even close to being full build. So once those items are completed, we've seen him just destroy that Darius in the side lane before. And if he has some more items and a Mountain Soul on his back, he could definitely be unstoppable. So I'll see if he ends up getting to that point. For now, though, it is still only those two Mountain Drakes for the side of the Rhinos.
Yeah, and one of the things I think we didn't consider much is that they have so good damage to secure objectives with the Cassiopeia, the Rumble, and the Ashe. They deal so much damage to objectives, and they can erase it fast enough. So maybe if they are caught in if the Falcons are in a bad position at any point, they can just go and rush the Baron and just secure it before they are able to contest against them.
Yeah, before any contest can really happen, I'd like to see them start to posture around that because they do have control out onto the map. Again, this Malphite is going to continue pushing the side blades, and we weren't really expecting a split push Malphite in this game, but it has turned out that he's won out on that side lane fight twice now, so it is being a decent point of pressure for the side of the Rhinos here. The Annie, though, is still that big team fight condition that you have to worry about. We'll see if he can get a good Tibbers ult this time around, but for now, full control of that Baron pit for the side of the Rhinos. Ezio Killer might be caught out here, though. He's by himself, not warding with his buddies here. The Baron is started up, using that solo flare to get himself away. And it could just be what they need here. Both teams posturing right around it. The TP coming in now from the Darius. Tibbers is used. It's going to land on the 3. In the back line goes Set. W as well. Haymaker does not come out just yet, but Ezio Killer's in the front line trying to stay alive. Banana Bread already picking that one onto Leona. Yolo Adrian picking up one back onto Annie. He's going to go down to the burn. And that bleed from the Darius. Rowdy Beast trying to continue the chase, but it's not enough. Galifianakis, Cowstep get away wearing purple, but that's all they really have here. Kartik. Oh, gonna stop him with the W. Dashes Rag in. Galifianakis gonna do his best to save him, but it's not enough to keep themselves in a good position here. Kaiser is now up and available. Does still have that Baron buff as well, but they could very well look for a dive here if they wanted to. And Kartik on the flank here. They are gonna be looking for it. Kaiser does not get pulled back in. Oh god, man, that was real close to being a bad kill there for Kaiser. But overall here, the side of the Falcons gonna secure themselves a decent team fight win in a mid lane tier 2.
Yeah, and right there, it was really close for Kaiser. I thought he was going to get caught and killed, and that could have been really bad. But still, they are able to secure the Baron because we were talking about this. They had enough damage to be able to just rush down the objectives if they ever saw that Falcons were out of position. And they just committed to it. I liked the decision to just commit to it, but I didn't like that they were for the next fight. After so much of the damage they took from the Baron, they just stood there and still waited to try and win a fight. Luckily for them, they had flash to run away, because if not, it could have been really bad.
Oh, solar flare. They're going to get slowed up. Yep, the Annie. Here comes the unstoppable force. It lands on the 3. Petrifying Gauge lands on to nobody. The equalizer in the back. The red side is winning so far. The Rhinos trying to charge in here and take back what's theirs. Kartik now trying to stay alive. Can't do anything to run away. Going to get continue to slow down by those harpoons and those noxious blasts there from Galifianakis, saying to win another team fight here. And while there is no dragon to take, they do still have the purple buff. They have that Baron to continue on into the side lanes as well as the mid lane here. All 5 members all 4 members on the side of Rhinos are going to be very healthy still to push this game into the inhibitor towers. But for now, though, we'll see if Chaos can try to deny that, as well as Rowdy Beast here.
Yeah, and I don't understand why Falcons went for that kind of play when they know that the Annie is all the way in the other side of the map. She was never going to be able to help you because she doesn't have TP either. So really good collapse and capitalization from the side of Rhinos to just force the fight, and they outright win it. They lose the Leona, but Leona is a sacrificial lamb at this point.
Yes, she is a sacrificial lamb, but that is going to be the Ash being that one this time around. Cowstep burning through the team fight, but he is just not tanky at all. Gets burned down already. The ultimate comes out from the Jinx. Ultra Mega Death Rocket is going to lock him up. Salt Spreader is going to continue fighting onto Galifianakis. Support versus mid laner, and the support looks like he's winning, but for now it's still just fine. They are going to get away. Rhinos are still feeling just fine. Yellow Adrian continue to fight here with Ezio. The Mountain Soul might be on the board here for the Falcons if they win this next couple of kills here. Banana Bread very, very fast here with those extra movement speed items, but he's going to get pulled back in. The 2 tanks on the side of the Rhinos. Ezio Killer getting bleeded down there by the Darius. Yolo Adrian might be going down here as well, trying to do his damage, as much damage as he can, but Banana Bread takes him out with the Noxian Guillotine, and now the Mountain Soul is straight into the hands of the Falcons.
No, Rhinos, you were doing such a good job. You were playing well. You were responding well, and they died 30 seconds before the trade, and they give away the soul. That can be the defining factor in winning this game, because of how much resistances and shields it can give away. And the set, you were talking about this, the set can be better than the mid laner if he ever gets on top of the mid laner and is able to get his full combo out. The damage from set is no laughing matter.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you there. TDS, it is no laughing matter at all. He was just beating down on Galifianakis, not really do a whole lot. And that whole thing started with Kaiser getting blown up by Chaos at the start of that fight. We saw the Timbers just burn him through, not able to do anything to stay alive and then engage there. So Chaos doing a pretty good job at taking down the enemy AD carry, because once he's down, there goes all your AD damage, and the rest of your team can just try and run through the team fight, which they were able to do that time around here. Kartik, though, still very strong on his team here, having that Eclipse, Derrick's, and the Spirits. I forgot the name of that item. I don't even know how. Spirits Visage.
Yeah.
Having that item going to allow him to stay very, very tanky in some of these fights. Not to mention healing is very good for that with the Jin Zhao. So he's going to be just fine in some of these fights here. Now the Falcons having that soul in hand, going to be able to stay alive pretty easily around these fights. So it's going to be up to the Rhinos to try and find another miracle engage as they found before. Yellow Agent really needs to try and find a flank, not try and use his unstoppable force in the sideline this time around. So we just saw that Enchanted Crystal Arrow fly off into space there, but Cowstep Jr. continuing to pressure here. Chaos on the flank here. He's going to try and look for it. Yeah, Timber's going to come out here. He's going to land on the 2. Into the back line goes. Set. Chaos finds one already, taking down the jungler for the Rhinos. Double kill now for himself. Ezio Killer can do nothing but watch his team fall here, trying to run away, but that's going to be the W coming out. The skinny little bit of damage finds him. That's 3 members down on the side of the Rhinos. This could be the last little bit of damage that they needed to secure themselves a base destruction here for the side of the Falcons. For now, though, the Rhinos are trying to hold on, do their best in and around this objective, because it's just Yellow Adrian and Kaiser left. Can they make this 2v5 happen? Can they try and hold? Honestly, I think giving this first inhibitor and staying alive for the next fight would be much more worth, and it looks like that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, there's this 16 seconds for Rumble, so at least they're not going to lose this. But once again, they are going for 4v4s without actually taking care of the flanks. And the Annie Chaos, what a good flank he has.
Yeah,
He's able to
that was
explode
nasty.
the Rumble. And the Ash was able to live by the skin of by such a small thread. It was so lucky that she didn't die, because if she dies, I think they can just try and hard push and force the game. But this gives Rhinos one last chance at the Baron to try and win the game. If they are able to fight a 5v5, I think they will have a chance. It's not secure, but they will have one chance to fight to win in a 5v5.
Yeah, have a decent chance around these fights here. And now, we might be seeing another one around this objective here. Both teams posturing around it. We'll see who's going to pull the trigger here. Cowstep in the front line, going to get locked up here by Ed Kartik already. The equalizer comes down, into the back line goes. Yellow Adrian finding 2. The Petrifying Gaze on the back as well. Galifianakis trying to kite his way out of this one. Kartik going back onto him in the front side, though. Ezio Killer going down very low. Rowdy B's trying to stay alive, but he's still untouched. Still alive. Cowstep trying to burn through that one. Takes him down already. Chaos in the front line getting kited there by Kaiser. Galifianakis trying to do his best, but he's just in the back line, not able to do anything. The Darius has a triple kill. He's trying to continue the rundown. Run down the town. Kartik, a quadra kill for Banana Bread. XD runs through the team fight. An ace now for the side of the Falcons. Gonna be able to use this now to push into the base here. Nobody's really catching the wave, though, but now Salisbury going to be able to get that one. Overall, though, a big team fight win, and it just might be what they needed to end this game here.
Yeah, it's not only a big team fight win. I feel like it's going to be a big game win because of that fight. It was really disjointed. Everyone was just in their own words, fighting their own way. The Ash had to flash away by the threat of the Darius. Not even the Darius getting on top of her, but because of the threat that he had, and she just died instantly. Wait, can they stop this? 7 seconds, actually.
Yeah, it looks like Ezio Killer's going to try and stop the backs here. Going to continue to run down, but there is just too many super minions there to deal with, so the rest of his team is going to try and clear those out here. Ezio Killer doing a fine job of getting them off that Nexus Tower, though.
Yeah, they leave to fight another day. I don't know which fight can they get, but they will get one more at least. But once again, in the Baron, I feel like everyone went their own way, trying to do anything, and the Ash was just left alone with the Cassiopeia alone, and they had to deal with the Xinjiao, the Annie, just exploding everything on top of them. The Malphite, Jolo Adrian did a good job to try and kill the Jinx, and he got on top of her really well, but I think like he needs to peel more for the backline, because if he's in front of the Darius and the Xinjiao, I don't think like they can kill him as easy. And that way the Ash and the Cassiopeia can try and deal a lot of damage, same with the Rumble. But these fights have been just so separated. Wait, are they collapsing on the Darius? No, he saw them.
Yeah, getting spotted out there is the entire team of the Rhinos here, we are cresting that 8-minute mark here, almost at the 40-minute location here, but both teams still wanting to posture around these objectives. We'll see what ends up
30 seconds
happening here.
for Elder.
Yeah, the Elder Soul, or the Elder Dragon, we've seen it be a big game changer in almost every single one of our games, right? It's such a big buff, and whoever gets it usually wins the game here. On the top side, though,
Yeah.
nobody can really deal with that Darius right now. Banana Bread is going to continue pushing there on the top side. Salt's better here, and Chaos on the flank here. We'll see what ends up happening here. Kartik on the other side of the flank. They are going to engage straight onto the jungler here. Nice ultimate to dodge out of the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. They're trying to find as much damage as they can. Rowdy Beast gets locked up by the Leona. In the back line goes Salt Spreader trying to find the engage. Rowdy Beast already takes down Yellow Adrian. There goes the front line. Galifianakis is trying to kite his way out, but that is just too much damage to deal with. Ezio Killer and Cowsep now just getting burned through as well. Galifianakis, can he turn this one around? No, he cannot. It's just by himself in a 1v4. Banana Bread going to use a Stride Breaker to chase him down. This is going to be the end of the game. Chaos, Salt Spreader on the flank. The ace now by Rowdy Beast. That's going to be on all 5 members taken out there from the Rhinos. And the Falcons going to run this one straight into the base and end the game here.
Yeah, and even though they had the better 5v5 composition, they tried to force themselves on top of the Xin Zhao, and the Unstoppable Force got on top of the Xin Zhao, but the Ash Arrow from Kaiser was denied by the Xin Zhao, and because of that, so much of the CC and the ultimate was able to come through still, so Karthik could do so much in that fight. He ends up dying, but he did so much that he was able to make his team be in a good position to force that fight and win it at the end. So really well done by the side of Falcons. I felt like they were going to be in such a bad position just because of the limitations that their composition had, but they were able to pull it back via so many picks, via so many mistakes from Rhinos, and they capitalized really well on that. So really well done by them.
Yeah, really, really well done there from the side of the Falcons, right? They came out on top. They get that win, and now going to secure themselves an even better standing in the current state of the draft. For now, though, looking real good and real hot in the early stages of the draft so far. It's week 3, man, and they're looking real good already. Chaos with some nasty ultimates there. We're seeing his damage charts now. 37,000 damage on the Annie. Looking real good so far, man. And if we can continue to see performances out of this team like this, it is going to be exciting when it does come to playoffs. But for now, we are still at the early stages of the game. Not a whole lot to really talk about here. You can see those damage charts. The Malphite there for the side of the Rhinos doing the most there. Mostly probably because he was fighting that Darius the entire game. But everybody in chat, make sure you vote for your player of the game for that Falcons win. They came out on top and on fire this game around. Did not want to give the Rhinos an inch. That while the Rhinos did start to turn it back a little bit, they were starting to fall at the later stages. So overall, I think the Falcons played great here. Once I do find this poll here, I will set it up. But again, very good out of the side of the Falcons coming out on top in this one. And we're going to see what's going to happen for this next game, because it is going to be the Unicorns versus the Eagles coming up next. And it should be just as much of a banger as this one. Maybe not as long, but I hope it's just as much of a banger. Overall, though, I think the side of the Falcons played very, very well. And any last thoughts for this game here? You got anything else to say?
I liked how both teams play. I feel like they could have done a little bit more, and I feel like Falcons had the game really. They had the game under their control at the start, and I feel like if they try to push the issue a little bit more with the Darius in the silence, they could have won more. But still, it was a really important win because of the composition. I feel like it wasn't as good as the other composition in the later stages of the game, and they still performed really well and were able to deliver. So full props to Falcons. I hope to see more of them, and I hope that they keep on improving, so that they are good contenders for the league.
Yeah, so they can continue this this run towards the playoffs, right? It is going to be exciting to see what they can do. But for now, we are going to send it to break. Make sure you vote for your player of the game. I want to see those polls being filled up here. So whoever you think played the best, make sure you vote for them. It is going to be top jungle, exclamation point vote, top jungle, mid, ADC, or support. Make sure you vote for who you think deserves it. For now, though, we are going to send it off to a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to announce that player of the game and head into game 2 for Eagles versus the Unicorns. All right, everybody. Welcome back to the analyst desk. We have your player of the game. You have all voted. It was Salt Spreader winning that one out with 100% of the votes. I believe only a few people voted. So, did end up with a KDA of 5, 5, and 17. Definitely popping off on that set. So, looking real good so far in this few first weeks of play here. Exciting to see what he can do at the later stages. For now, though, looking real good so far in this one. For now, though, we are going to get back into the games here. It should be very shortly. Once everybody is ready here, we'll let everybody know and get everybody all situated here. It is going to be the Unicorns versus the Eagles for game 2. And I'm excited to see what's going to come out here because we got some other familiar names here. We do have Temple. We got Dylan, Caesar, XLs, all these guys that we all know and love. Hero over there, Jeevan, Killua, all these old names. Woven over there, hosts the stream on Tuesdays. Real familiar names all in around Legends. So I'm excited to see what's going to come out here. And once everybody's all situated and ready to go, I'll let everybody know in chat. And once we do, I'll let F Dragoon back in here. I believe he is hanging around here somewhere. But again, we got to see it last game. It looks like we are going to be starting very shortly here into the draft phase. But yeah, we got to see last game. Falcons definitely took a deciding win. It was a very back and forth game overall. Both teams coming out hot in and around that game. So we are going to be starting up the PentaQ draft here. So we'll be going straight into that one. Here we go. And it is the Unicorns versus the Eagles. Not even giving us a chance to breathe here with the bands. It is Darius Echo already taken off the table. Kali, Ash on the other side, though. So both teams knowing what they want to get off the table very shortly, or very fast already.
Yeah, looking at these bands, you kind of get an idea of what they really don't like to play against. The Darius, once again, kind of a contested pick. I'm seeing almost everyone wants to play the champion, and I feel like he has some good advantages that he can provide to the team, especially at this level. He can take so much from the enemy if you're not careful enough, and he can just run over with the game. And Darius seems like a champion that a lot of people would like to play. Same as Silas, I feel like he has kind of the same way of playing like Darius, and Akali to some degree as well. I'm kind of surprising the Taric, even though I think that it's a champion that most people don't play. It's a champion that can deny so much, and I'm surprised to see the ban, but I like that ban coming through.
Yeah, seeing that taken off the table very early. Pretty important here. We saw the Darius, what it could do last game at the early stages. While it struggled a little bit at the later stages of the game, still came out very on top at when it did hit that later stage. Still was able to get that quadra at the end, and it looked very nice. So
Yeah.
we're going to see here what they end up busting out here. It is going to be that Varus and Morgana picked here for the Eagles so far. Varus, I think, is a very underrated pick right now. I don't think enough people are playing him, and he's just been insane. I think that lethality poke that you can put out there with his Qs do so much damage, not to mention you get a lot of utility out of his ultimate there. So it should be pretty good here going into this one. I want to see what they can do on that one. Overall, though, both teams, I think, are getting things they want so far. Udyr there for the Unicorns. Udyr, very highly contested pick all around the world, and not to mention
Yeah.
just in any kind of play overall.
Yeah, and not only the okay, not only the Udyr and the Morgana are two of the most contested champions right now in the jungle because of how the obvious their strengths are, and I like seeing that they are going for these kind of OP junglers and just try and play with them. But the Zilean coming through, I knew that there could be a possibility of Zilean support being here, but I wasn't sure if it was going to come through. And with that Tristana, so now you have a champion that gives a speed boost to other champions and champions that want to have a speed boost in the Udyr. So it's going to be really interesting watching that combo. And then the Mordekais are coming through.
Yeah, the Mord coming in here, a little bit of a out of left field there. I wasn't really expecting to see that one come out here, but nonetheless, it did come out here. Again, everybody, I'm gonna put the thing up in the Twitch chat there, so you can vote for who will win. Will it be the Unicorns or will it be the Eagles? Make sure you vote for that one. We are going to have a little bit of a while to vote for that one. But as we're loading into that, we're seeing all these bans continue to fly out left and right there. I think both teams are banning things that they know the enemy team is pretty strong on there. You see the Cannon, Fiora already taken off the table. The Nico as well. We've seen some of these guys pull it out in the past. So No surprises here coming into this one, but I think both teams are opting in for these kind of strange team compositions here. Unicorns definitely have kind of a game plan there with Go Fast with the Zillion and
Yeah.
Udyr, but that Tristana is really going to want to jump in right after them. So we'll see if they end up doing that here. Over there for the side of the Eagles, though, Lee Sin being locked in, and we've been seeing it all around every lane almost. So we've seen it mid, top, jungle, around the world, and we saw it, at MSI. I hope everybody was watching that because it was some banger games this last weekend. But we saw Lee Sin pop off in the top lane, and we might be seeing that one come out here again. But the Zed there being hovered for the Unicorns. We'll see if Silver is going to lock it in.
Yeah, will they go for it? I don't think they will. Okay, I didn't say anything. Said mid lane. Okay, at least one of the good things that this said, and
Okay.
okay, they don't have almost no AP damage.
Yeah, that's a
The,
full AD composition if I've seen one.
it's Sylvian bombs, and that's about it. But one of the good things that the Sylvian does for this composition is that whoever will dive between Zed or Viego or the Udyr will get a second opportunity to play just because of the revive. So it also can help a lot of the diving potential as well as the killing potential with the enemy. But I'm just so surprised to see this champion, the picks that came through. And now, what will the Eagles answer with? They don't need really AP damage because the Morgana serves that function
Mm-hmm.
already. I think they need a support right here, and something that can keep the barriers
Oh,
alive would be the most idea. And I don't
okay.
know. Okay, it's a Morgana support.
A lot of flex picks, man. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna be. I think it is gonna be that Morgana support. Mordekaiser probably gonna be going into the top lane, and they might be opting in
yeah.
for a Lee Sin mid. Actually, I don't even know where anybody's going, man. We'll see when
I
they
feel like
lock
it
them
will
in.
be a Mordekaiser mid. I feel like it will be a Mordekaiser mid, yeah, and a Nocturne top. But it's just so many there. Like you said, there's so many flex picks, and kind of some champions that would be better in another position being bounced around here. So it's going to be really interesting. I want to see how the Viego and the Zed are going to function in this game, because if they get ahead, I don't know what champion from the side of Eagles will be able to stop them if they are ahead. But the same can be said from the champions on the side of the Eagles. If they get ahead, what champions from the Unicorns can stop them? Truthfully, so I feel like this is just going to come down to who can get ahead first and how big will the lead be for them.
Yeah, how big can they make that lead at the end of the game? For now, though, man, I'm still a little bit lost. I think we're gonna see some shenanigans this game, regardless. So we're
Yeah.
seeing a Zed Viego. It's gonna be a little bit harder to cast, but I'm excited to go into this one. Overall, though, the Zillion is kind of the doozy here. It works pretty well with the rest of the Unicorns champions, who all like to go in and be very aggressive here. So having that ultimate, that chrono break to keep people alive is gonna be very useful when it does come to those. But for now, it looks like just running straight through that. It's going to be that Viego top locked in for Temple up there. So we'll see. It's probably going to be that Udyr in the jungle then. Yep. And then it's going to be straight from there. So we're going to have the mid lane Zed, jungle, or AD carry Tristana, and then the Zillion support, just like you were talking about there. And it is going to be the Nocturne mid coming out here. So
Yeah.
pretty interesting.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe it would be the Mordekaiser mid, but I am not sure how the matchup with Viego is with the Nocturne. And Nocturne, in a way, it's an assassin as well, so I think he can probably answer well against the Zed, especially because he has better wave clear than the Zed in a regard. His Q and the AoE passive that he has, it's better wave clear against the Zed, and the shield can also deny some of the damage from the Zed, so at least it makes sense to just send the Nocturne there, but I'm not sure how top lane should work, because Viego is one of those champions that we haven't seen much. At least I haven't seen much from him, and I'm not sure how he will interact with the Mordekaiser and how Mordekaiser will interact with him. So this should be a good, interesting new experience to see the Viego in.
Yeah, I think that Viego is going to definitely have to shine, though. He's into a Mordekaiser here who can definitely 1v1 him easily. While Viego is quite strong once he does have a few items at the early game, that's when he is most vulnerable. And especially against something like a lane bully in the Mordekaiser, it's going to be harder, or a little bit harder to kind of deal with. So we'll see what they end up doing here. In the Lee Sin jungle, we've usually seen it in the solo lane. So this time coming around here for Jeevan over there, and we'll see what he can do on that one, though. Overall, though, I think both teams coming out with things they wanted. Once again, similar to last game, I think it was just draft city all around the town. A lot of flex picks to try and speculate where they're gonna go. And now that we have them in the positions, we
Yeah.
can finally talk about the matchups that they're gonna face here. So pretty good overall, I think. Tristana and Zillion are going to have just a fine time down there against the Varus Morgana. While Varus and Morgana can poke quite heavily, I think Zillion's utility in between the speed boosts and just those double bombs can do a lot for themselves. So we'll see what they can get done there on the bot side. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of action, but if somebody gets hit by CC, it could be it could spell somebody's death though. So we'll see what's going to happen there.
Yeah, one of the good things, like we're talking about the amount of fights that can be, one of the good things that Morgana has is the Black Shield, so any CC that can come through from the side of Unicorns can be denied. So
Yeah.
that's going to be so useful. And the virus, the poke virus, we were talking about if someone gets ahead, it's going to be hard for to deny, but if the poke virus gets ahead, you can just expect your whole life bar to disappear from so far away, and he can get the really good support with the Nocturne ultimate. Paranoia can deny so much vision, and then he can be dealing so much effective damage against a composition that doesn't have any reliable engage. They are divers, but they don't really have reliable engage. So if they get in a compromising position, they can just die quickly.
Yeah, they can just get taken out straight off the bat. So we'll see if they can deny that this time around. Overall, though, I think both teams have these interesting team compositions to play around, right? You have kind of this front to back over here on the side of the Unicorns there with the Udyr there to just stand in front of everybody, the Zillion to kind of just speed them up, and then you have these two flankers in between the Zed and Viego, but I don't really see how that team fight works if you're getting barreled onto by a Nocturne and Mordekaiser Lee Sin as well. So some interesting team compositions, and I'm excited to see how these fights are going to play out because it's going to be very, very volatile overall. I don't think we're going to be seeing a whole lot of safety coming out from these guys. Definitely going to be playing on edge overall. But again, man, it's going to be exciting to see. It's very, very skill heavy champions, and I just want to see what's going to go on in between this one. I think both these teams are getting things that they want, and it's continuing to happen, right? These draft phases are very comfort heavy. We talked about it in the first game. These guys are obviously comfortable in these champions. These aren't like super meta picks, right? Maybe a couple of them like the Tristana, Udyr, Lee Sin, Varus, Morgana. These guys are meta heavy, but some of the other guys like this Viego, Zed, we don't see a whole lot of it. But again, comfort is what matters when you're playing at this stage of the game, and I'm excited to see what they're going to be able to do on these because every time I see a Zed, I want to see some flashy plays.
Yeah, I'm expecting at least 3 kills by 5 minutes just because I want to see them fight. This is the purpose of almost all the champions that they decided. And the Lee Sin specifically, he needs to have a big impact because unlike the Udyr, he will become really relevant the longer the game goes on into a kickbot. Like, Udyr will become, it's mainly a stun bot, but he can survive more than the Lee Sin can. So if he's not in a good position at the start, if he cannot follow the pace from the Udyr, he will be affected in the long run. And securing objectives, securing picks, securing kills is going to be harder for the Lee Sin than it is for the Udyr. That is why Udyr is in such a high priority, because it's such a good champion to get to do so much with so easy ways to do it. He doesn't need to do anything flashy. He just needs to do the easy things and he can get it.
Stun, run, job done, as we've heard before. It is very, very useful there in that regard, right? It's a very, very ease of execution based. So we are going to be loading in here. So as we are loading in, make sure to vote for who you think is going to win. I believe that has ended now, but again, be excited for this game. We are going to be back into the game in a few minutes.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. Just like that, you're coming closer to me. Come shake me, grab me, so I wake up from this dream. I can't breathe, come at me. I don't know if I can speak. Then she said, come with me and let's be free.
All right, everybody, we're back here once again, back at it again. We're ready to get into this one straight off the bat. We're going to talk about these teams, Unicorns versus the Eagles. Unicorns over here on the blue side, the Eagles over there on the red. For the Unicorns, in the top lane, we got Temple up there playing the Viego. Undo playing Udyr, Silver playing the Zed, Dylan Caesar, and XL's playing Tristana and Zillion bot lane. Pretty interesting picks here for both of these teams because on the other side, we got... For the red side, the Eagles. In the top lane, we got Hero, but hold that dot because we might be seeing some action. Looks like both teams are just going to back away from each other, though. Not much is going to be seen here besides that. Both teams ready to get into this one heavily. The Q is going to land. Dark Binding, the Q to follow. They're trying to find enough damage. Even is going to flash in, find the auto, finds it, making it a even diff already. First blood picked up for the... Oh, man, picked up for the Lee Sin, but oh no, Temple as well. What is going on at the first minute of this game? And you said 5 minutes at 3 minutes, or 5 kills at 3 minutes. I think it's going to be faster than that, man.
Yeah. It pretty much ended up being so... I like the idea to go for a pick. They have a good level 1 composition and so much damage. And they get such a good kill on the set. But for some reason, Lee Sin goes back in, dies, and then the Viego gets a stun and then dies as well. Varus gets an early lead. And that's not something you ever want as a bot laner, but at least he didn't get much from that. He just got a pink ward and another bot, so it's not going to be as... instrumental in the game, but yeah, pretty interesting start already. 500 gold difference.
Yeah, 500 already at the 2-minute mark. I didn't even get to finish talking about the Eagles there. Again, I'll break them down on the red side. The Eagles, we got Hero 39 playing Mordekaiser, Jeevan Diff, or Jeevan, I forgot, it's 22 I believe, playing the Lee Sin. Killua Zoldyck in the mid lane playing Nocturne. Wolven Alchemist and Anahu down there on the bot side, playing Varus and Morgana. A lot of CC for them on that bot side. We'll see what they can do. Temple on the top side, though, getting barreled on already. Hero getting a pretty good chunk onto him. Not on his famous Darius. We saw it banned away in the draft. So this time around, opting in for that other AP Bruiser in the top lane in that Mordekaiser.
Nice. Okay, yeah, and we're looking at the matchup at the start. I think a lot of that... Oh, wait, Dylan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dylan...
Aggressive.
Getting aggressive for sure, man. Jumping straight onto the Morgana. Not really caring if you got hit by that Dark Binding. But, again, man, it's just... I want to see these guys play unhinged, right? I want to see them play aggressive. Yeah. And it looks like they're already starting to do that.
Yeah, to some degree, Tristana can be an assassin, so why not? Okay. Temple up top. Getting so low.
Yeah, getting a lot of damage down, but it isn't really doing a whole lot on the Viego just now. He's kind of getting bullied out by that Mordekaiser. Hero doing a pretty good job at keeping that Viego down, but it is still the CS department, right? It's very, very even around the board. Only that Varus has been having a little bit of trouble on that bot side so far. But again, man, the top side getting kind of beaten down left and right.
Yeah, and I think that also has to do with because Diego didn't. He went back top lane when the minions spawned, so he had to walk all the way. He missed a little bit of experience, I think, so he would have been a little bit behind. But the longer the laning phase goes on, I think he will have a better time, especially because of his lifesteal.
Oh, yeah, some action there, but I don't think we're going to see anything flashy there until that level 6 mark. Once he does have that ultimate, that death mark there for the Zed. It's going to be interesting to see what he can do against the Nocturne. Nocturne, can dash across the map. We'll see. Again, if Killua can do that, we've seen him have some amazing performances in the past. He does it pretty good in the other leagues. Not to mention last time around when he was playing in drafts, was playing very, very well as well. So I'm expecting great things out of this man in the mid lane. Over here on the bot side, though, it's just looking like Wolven and Anahu cannot really do anything. But the Morgana bind is going to land on a Dylan. A little bit more damage would have finished them off, but they just don't have enough to take him out. On the top side, though, Hero might be taking out Temple alongside Jeevan. He's going to flash away from the dash, but now he's going to get locked up there. Temple gets away at the end. He's feeling just fine, only having to use that flash to get away.
Yeah, I think that if they could have gotten on top of him. Oh wait, Killua.
Yeah, Killua could be in a bad spot here. Gets stunned up there by Undo. But there's just not enough damage yet, man. Nobody's really have any items. Nobody has those serrated dirks yet. Udyr doesn't have as many points in his R just yet, so it is just going to tickle the Nocturne a little bit, but it is still going to hurt. So Killua having to back away there in that mid lane, not have as much prio as he had earlier. Still feeling just fine though.
And he had corrupting potion, so at least he can still keep up with his health bar. Really well done by Andu to wait out the spell shield before it came down and then going for the stun. I really like that. I hope that he could have gone for a kill, but still, it's a really nice mechanical thing. The little things you have to appreciate like that. And Sliper right now, he has level 6. He can go for the all-in, especially with the Ignite, but he has to be careful because if the Lee Sin is close by, he will die, and set with a no to a spike is no good.
Yeah, it's not like Yasuo, right? You don't hit that 10 power spike, so a little bit different on the Zed here. Definitely going to have to get some early kills and some early, a decent amount of CS to, have a decent advantage in that lane so you can be useful. Come some of these fights, right? Because you have some targets to assassinate. You have the Varus, you have the Morgana. Both these champions very, very squishy, not going to be able to stay alive against the Zed here if he does get on top of them, but it is going to be up to Slipher here to try and do that. Up there in the top lane though, Tempo hitting the level 6 first, trying to look for the engage here onto Hero. He would do a whole lot of damage, but it wasn't enough to get him into a real killing blow position. Overall though, I think that top lane is still doing just fine there for the side of the Unicorns. They're feeling still pretty good. Having that Vampiric Scepter on the Viego is going to allow him to sustain even more. Combo that with his passive, you get a lot of sustain in between smacking some around some of these minions.
Yeah, ooh, nice pull by Hero.
Yeah, Hero wanted to fight this one. He ults him into the Death Realm, and now Hero might be in a bad spot. Heartbreaker comes out, but it's not enough to do anything. Hero smacks him down with the mace. Now on the bot side, though, Jeevan trying to make it a difference. Going in there, the Dark Binding's going to land, or not going to land there. He's going to W behind him. Uses that Ward Hop to try and get enough damage down, but Dylan is blocking him there. Flashes to get the kill, but at the end of the day, it is a flash for flash. Kill is going to be received. Jeevan, is he going to get the Lee Syndrome? No, he's not. So
respect, yeah.
Respect there from Jeevan there to stay out of that one, stay out of the tower. We're giving away a free kill onto the Tristana.
Yeah, there's countless times where you see him going for that. Oh, wait, Temple. So much damage from...
Oh, Jeevan, or excuse me, Hero smacks him down with the mace. Taking him apart, man. And now on the top side, that's 2-0-1 start for the top laner. Looking real good already on the Mordekaiser.
Yeah, it was that fight up doubling that first kill between the Mordekaiser and the Viego. If it goes for the Viego, I think that would happen, but to the Mordekaiser then. But now it's the Mordekaiser with the lead, so he will be able to just keep pressuring the Viego. And I'm not sure if the Viego can answer this. Maybe later on when he gets 2 items or 3 items, he can begin winning those kinds of fights. But right now it's just going to be Raid Boss Mordekaiser in the top lane, and it's going to be really hard to kill. And then giving really good gank in bot lane. I feel like he could have gotten the kill without trying to force his flash, but still he was able to get it. And they are able to get away and get the dragon as well. Oh, paranoia.
Here comes the paranoia. It's going on to the Zillion already. He gets feared up. The near side is still on Dylan. Cannot see anything. Undo, though. Here to try and make something happen, though. Dylan almost going down there from that Q from the Varus here. Wolven Alchemist trying to stay alive. Jeevan going to get locked up here by Slipher. He's trying to do the moves. He's trying to get everything down on the Zed. Finds one already. Shut down onto Jeevan. It's going to feel real nice for the Zed on the bot side. Getting some gold back in his favor. It's a 1-for-1 trade at the end of the day. And the side of... the Unicorns, while they might be 2-6, they're only about 800 gold down.
Yeah, they aren't as far behind as they can be. If they can force picks with the set with the Udyr, they can try and get some kills, especially bot lane. I feel like they can get back into the game. But right now it's all the Eagles show, and if they are able to get another kill or something like that on the Nocturne, especially the Nocturne because he's 0-0-3, if he gets a kill, I feel like you're just going to be suffering the rest of the game from that alone.
Yeah, going to be real hard to deal with, right? That Nocturne is now going to have to deal with that extra item on the Zed. Is going to be very, very strong. Still has the Ignite available, not using it in that last little skirmish on the bot side. So he does have kill pressure onto the Nocturne, unless we see a miracle spell shield there coming out from Killua in the mid lane. But again, it's still a pretty decently even game. Only about 400 gold separating these two teams. The Unicorns are a little bit on the back foot in the kill department, but they're still feeling just fine. A lot of that lead is on this bot side here. You can see 47-82. While the Varus has 2 kills, that gold lead is still in the favor of the Unicorns.
it's almost 40 million difference about them, and I'm kind of surprised. Morgana Varus should be having a good time trying to push the waves and fighting the Tristana and the Cillian, even if they get collapsed just because of the amount of damage that the Varus can deal. But I think this is a byproduct of starting with the 0-1 Dew.
Yeah, undo.
Force Flash.
Yeah, forces a flash there. Good job by Jeevan getting him away from that top side. And I wanted to, make this a 1v1 on the top side, undo is, but Jeevan there to try and support. Good read out of him to, aim towards that top side and try and stop him from continuing to pressure Hero up there. We saw him trying earlier, and Tempo just got smacked down when Dew showed his face up there. So we'll see what he can do. He does have that Rift Herald in his pocket, though, so if Hero ever gets out of lane here, we could see that top lane turret getting barreled down on by Temple. But overall, right now, that Mordekaiser is still a menace up there on the top side, dealing a lot of damage there and still very, very hard to deal with.
Yeah, each time he throws the Q, it's so much damage towards the Viego, and I'm not sure if he can support that for longer. Especially if he's able to get the plates with the hero that you just mentioned, I think that he can come back. He can get his first item, and with that maybe force more fights. But right now it must feel so bad being that Viego. They're prepping up for a fight, but
yeah, prepping up here. Dylan is just gonna sidestep the Dark Binding. Explosive Charge's gonna come out. Whoa, and Alchemist whiffs the ultimate. On the bot side though, Killua's ultimate trying to find the fight here. W out, the rocket jump away. XLs does not get hit by the Lee Sin Q. Undo running straight into the 4-man squad. Trying to get away, does not have flash still as you're pointing out here, but Jeevan trying to go in. Q's in, gets enough damage down. A little bit more would have done it on the top side though. Actually on the bot side. They're going to be using that Herald there just to try and make a distraction. Jeevan is going to find the kills, knocks him down, gets the Q. Resonating Strike lands, and they find another kill onto the Lee Sin. Jeevan's been doing a pretty good job at securing his team some decent leads around the map.
yeah, and with that kill, even though they get the kills bot lane, it's good that the set was still getting the plate, so they don't lose much gold with that. They're still just 1,000 gold behind. This can look bad, but it's still closer that they can. I'm so surprised this Herald was from bot lane. Maybe it was going to expire, but still, it just seems like such a waste to throw it bot lane.
Yeah, I would have much rather just at least see it, used in the mid lane. They had kind of that push. Wolven though, oh yeah, gonna get the death mark on him, and he's gonna get torn down to pieces. Those shurikens ripping him through, not leaving a piece of that Varus left alive. Both the people inside the Varus are getting torn into pieces. So Killua in the mid lane, able to get a decent push in the mid lane. We'll see if he can secure this plate here, but Udyr is gonna try and defend it. The rest of the blue side though here from the Unicorn is moving up the river. Yeah, they're trying to find it, but it looks like they're just gonna get this vision control around the dragon.
Yeah, and securing this Drake is good because that way they can deny the soul point coming so quickly. But I feel like if they could have gotten an Infernal Drake would have been better just because of the champions that they had. Because Ocean, even though it's good for the heal, it really doesn't work much for what your teams want to do. That it's just go in and kill people.
Yeah, even a Cloud Drake, right, would have been pretty decent on the squad.
Yeah, the cooldown.
Yeah, having that cooldown extra. And it is going to be that Cloud Soul, as we were just talking about it, going to be spawning here. So pretty decent out of that one. It's going to be good that one is the Soul. Both teams are going to definitely want to fight over it. A lot of ultimates that like to be used often here on both sides. So going to hopefully see a lot of contention around that. A lot of people don't like the Cloud Drake. I think it is one of the most OP. You get so much extra move speed from the passive there, not to mention the ultimate cooldown is just an extra little bit of a bonus there, right? So if somebody can get that extra move speed there, not to mention you'll get the soul there with the move speed on your ultimate, you'll get the ultimate cooldown and the passive move speed when you're moving around the map. So I think it's a very, very underrated dragon, and it's oftentimes overlooked by most teams. But overall, I like that both teams are playing around that. It is still dead even game, even though there are still 4 more kills for the side of the Eagles. They're feeling just fine in this game.
Yeah, a lot of that has to do with the farm differentials.
Yeah.
You can see that 3 out of the 4 out of the 5 lanes has a CS advantage towards them, so that has a lot to do. And also the plates that were able to be secured by bot lane, by mid lane, are also really important in that regard. Speaking of the Drakes, I'm one of those that don't really think the Cloud Drake is as valuable, but it also I also believe that it depends a lot on the composition as well, because certain champions really like that Drake. Udyr is one champion that loves that Drake a lot, so
right.
Obviously going for that, it's really good idea. And I feel like this game, like you were saying, this game probably with the amount of champions that will like to use their ultimates, and the ultimate and the movement speed bonus that they can get can secure them the kills. So yeah, this game can be a contested rake in that regard at least.
Yeah, 100%, man. And yeah, I know, not a popular opinion of mine, but I love to go fast in these games. I'll
Yeah.
build full move speed Hecarim and just run through team fights there. But on the top side, enough about move speed shenanigans. We're seeing the pings coming out onto that Rift Herald. The red side here for the Eagles is trying to posture around it, secure themselves that one as they lost the first one earlier to Viego. Kind of soloing that one earlier on, but still a lot of pressure around this top side. Not a whole lot that can be done for the side of the Unicorn. So kind of stop that, kill OEC. Having to be real safe here because he is still very very squishy. Only having that Iron Spike Whip and the components for the rest of the Stride Breaker to try and get himself some extra sticking power when it does come to those later team fights. Overall, though, I think the game has slowed down quite a bit. We saw a lot of early action at the first few minutes, and then we're seeing it go back into this little bit of a lull state here. The Varus, though, is going to have a little bit of trouble still not even having finished his first item. You can see they're opting in for the full lethality build, even going towards that Muramana, having that tier in his back pocket. Probably going to go towards that build, and we've seen a lot of poke Varus. It can be quite strong in right situations here when there are no tanks, and considering the composition of the Unicorns, it is going to have a decent amount of value here.
Oof. Yeah, I agree. I thought it was going to hit, not gonna lie.
You're holding your breath, man. That dark biting almost hit. I was excited to see that one.
Yeah. Ooh, once again, close. Yeah, with the Varus thing, the good thing about Poke Varus and Lethality Varus as a whole is that the build for Lethality is much cheaper than an attack speed Varus build. So, for example, every item that he gets is going to be at least 400 gold cheaper than the other item that he would get in another build. So that's also good for him. And he can work in the same way as a pseudo assassin, but with the distance that they will never get. So that's also a plus bonus for the poke Varus, especially in this composition that there's 4 squishy members and the only real tank is the Udyr. You can really get so much from that build.
Yeah, a lot of value to be had there with the build that he's going for.
no
Jeevan here might be caught out here. A lot of damage coming out. Deathmark is going to be used. He's going to flash over the wall. The Deathmark going to take him out. Sliver trying to get another kill here, but the jukes, man! I love that one. Oh man, what? Sliver put it on a show in the mid lane. Killua don't even know what hit him.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I didn't even know what happened. I didn't know that kind of interaction worked, but really well done by Slifer. He just leapt out of the Nocturne so smoothly.
Oh man, that was that was a sick play, man. I lost my shit there for a second. Oh man, that was pretty hype there. Slipper definitely, that's what I wanted to see, man. I said, Zed, you gotta be having the moves. You gotta know what you're doing on the champion, right? And he makes it happen there. The death mark, having that passive in the back, going back to that one, then going back forward with the shadow, man. It was just a sick play there from the Zed. Now the TP's coming in here from Temple. We'll see what's going to happen here. The Dragon is secured. The first Cloud Dragon on the board. Killua's holding in the front. No Paranoia. Not a lot of ultimates to be had here. Dylan Caesar's getting barreled down. The Deathmark comes out once again. But Slifer's in the back line by himself. Not able to do a whole lot just yet. Dylan Caesar hopping over the wall with the rocket jump. Now in the Death Realm against one. Woven Alchemist picks up the first one. Slifer trying to do his best to fight off Anahu. He is going to find a kill. But on the other side, though, Undo and Excel's running away. Trying to do their best to stay alive there. And now the Zed still completely fine. Slipper, fancy feet, man. This is just, oh man, this is what I wanted to see. A 6Z, 6 plays, and now 4-1-0 on the board. They might have got the Dragon and given away a few kills, but I think they still overall get an advantage here.
With the Herald mid, I would have agreed, but with that turret mid, I think that now the Eagles can go happy even if they give away that Drake, because it's still just the second Drake. It's not the soul point, it's not the main soul, so it's still something that they can play around. I'm just surprised that the Morgana was the one fighting against Slifer on the set. Like, for some reason, you just sent your Morgana to try and 1v1 the set. Oh, wait. Andu is alone.
Yeah, Andu's alone. Paranoia is going to come out. They are going to try and lock him up here. The Shroud Breaker to continue the chase. There goes the W as well. The Q, the kick to take him out. Tears him a new one. Jeevan just destroying him with the last little bit of damage there. And now they have quite a bit of pressure. 20 seconds till the Udyr is available and 20 seconds on the Baron. But I think it's still quite risky to try and go for a play like that. So looks like they're going to back off, try to go back, farm up some more minions, and walk away with a little bit of a lead they secured themselves.
Yeah, if this was an attack speed Varus, I would 100% say that they can rush the Baron just because of how much damage Varus can deal to objectives. But these champions that they have currently, especially with the builds they have, cannot rush Baron. So the best play for them is just recoup, go back, get some items, and then try and force the side of Unicorns to fight them, and then answer that fight with poke, with distance, and just being more safe than the side from Unicorns, and just taking advantage of their cooldowns better.
Yeah, we saw it in that last little skirmish there. A lot of the cooldowns were unavailable there for the side of the Eagles, so they couldn't really get the team fight they wanted at first, but they continued the chase, and it ended up working out. So if we see them with a full set of ultimates there, full set of abilities ready to go, and now the Death Mark, or the Death Realm, is being used on the top side. Temple can't really do anything except run around, but he knows he's still safe, considering he's in tower range, still quite close to that one, but they secured that mid lane tower for the side of the Unicorn, so the gold lead is still dead even, man. And I wanted a banger for this last game of the day, and it turns out like it's gonna be one.
Yeah, it's not only a banger, but it's a close banger, which is really good. This kind of games like can just go, it can just spike so early on that the later stages of the game would end up being boring. But luckily, these champions have been delivering good fights, and I think like they still have at least 2 or 3 more fights that can be really good if they are played really well. And I want to see Sniper once again pop up. He has been playing really well.
Yeah, man, he's had some sick plays already, and it's only at the 20-minute mark. Still, this game, there's a lot of game left to play here, a lot of dragons left to obtain. Both these teams really wanting to, put the pedal to the metal, not let go of the gas at all, and they've been playing like it. 5 to 10 is the kill board, and the Zed has almost all the kills on the side of the Unicorn. So Slifer doing a pretty good job in that mid lane so far. Has a collector now, so gonna be dealing even a little bit more of damage. If you get an ignite on someone, it just could be enough damage to just tick them down the last little bit of health. Over here on the top side, though, Jeevan looks like he's just hovering, trying to stop Temple from really even farming any of his minions, and it looks like they might just trick him to get up here, but it looks like SL's undo over here on the top side as well. They might just be looking for the fight. Jeevan, though, just going to dash away. They kind of just looked at each other for a second and then just walked away.
Yeah, I thought they were going to try and force something, but they just they just tipped the hat and then just went away. They didn't try and force anything, which is still okay. And one thing that I want to mention with the Sniper is that if it wasn't for the fact that he was first blood, that he got caught out position, he didn't have flash for the first 4 minutes of the game, he would have been 4-0 right now, and he probably would have such a massive bounty on him right now.
Yeah, for sure. We could see about 1,000 gold bounty on him already, and he probably would have had an 1,000 gold bounty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that first death definitely making a difference here. But now the dragon is going to be spawning in about 20 seconds. We can see the Eagles here posturing around it already. Now on the blue side over here, the Unicorns are trying to get their backs off right before it spawns, and only going to have about 10 seconds to get out onto the map. You can see here, Slifer is the last one back and is going to have to be there in time for when it is started, but we'll see if a fight does break out around this, which I am expecting. You can see the Unicorns really want to posture around this Drake. They know they have the 2 already. They could, secure themselves a soul point here, and now they're pushing away the Eagles from the pit here.
Yeah, but there's good. The Eagles already put good wards. They have a good position, and the Nocturne is on a flank. So if he's able to get, he's getting corralled.
Yeah, Killua was probably in the worst spot of the rest of his team. Can use the Paranoia to try and dash over to the Zillion, try to get away, but he's going to get locked up by the Heartbreaker. It is going to turn him. That's one already to the Viego. He's going to turn into the Nocturne now. On the front side, though, Anakin is taking a lot of damage. The Zed in the back line just burning through them all. That's a lot of damage. A Death Mark takes down one. The Varus is already the first one to go. Is he going to continue? Slifer is very, very fast. So cue the dash to follow the Shurikens. A triple kill for Slifer there. Hero trying to do his best to fight off the rest of the members, but Dylan and Exos just are too much utility to deal with. Hero trying to find him at the end of that one. The dash in, the follow, the Q, the extra bomb. Another kill for the Z. 8-1-0. Slifer with the ace to finish it off. 4 kills in that last fight. Absolutely popping off.
Yeah, give the respect that the Sniper deserves in that set. He played that teamfight so well. Unicorns overall played that teamfight so well. And Killua played that so terribly bad. He ultimated so late and was getting corralled. He got exhausted and he couldn't do anything that fight. He thought he put his team in such a bad position that they were able to just collapse on top of the rest of the team, and everyone died without really doing much.
Yeah, everybody kind of just got popped off the map before they could really do anything on the side of the Unicorns. Or on the side of the Eagles, rather. Excuse me. Yeah, I think, to your point, man, he was trying to look for that flank, and I saw his idea there, but it was just he got spotted out too early before that play happened, and then it was just kind of over from there. So, again, with that ultimate being so late, they kind of gave them too much time to use that vision. And Killua, in a 1v1 here against Slifer, is going to find the dash. The Q's, the Shuriken, just rip him apart again, man. This Zed is popping off. In this game, 225 CS, 9 kills to his name. The Collector, the Last Whisper as well. A whole lot of damage in this man's kit already. So Hero gonna have a tough time against the Viego as well here. A lot of damage being used. The Heartbreaker gonna get the extra damage on the Decimate. A lot of damage already, but he's gonna burn down to the passive. Hero 39 picks up a kill against Temple up there on the top side.
Yeah, it looked bad until it didn't. He got that kill really well. Oh, wait.
Dylan. Yeah, Dylan trying to find the dash. Rocket jumps
first.
in, but Hero is still just fine. Sidesteps away. Does not get by the second bomb there. And is going to be able to use this to kind of push in this top side, get some pressure around the Baron pit, and get some extra vision around it as well. So Woven here has kind of been put on mid lane duty, just clearing the waves left and right. Has that Dust Blade already completed. Some extra lethality in his kit as well. Probably going to be heading towards something like an Edge of Night or something like that. So for now, though, both teams kind of at an even mark again. The 3 dragons are in the favor of the Unicorn, so they do have that soul point on the board.
Yeah, and the good thing about the side from Unicorns right now is that the set is so far ahead in levels, not only from the Nocturne, but from every member of the game. So right now, his ultimate is going to be even more impactful because of the amount of damages he's getting because of being level 16. But also, they have really good position with the set, and set works really well when there's no good vision control around certain places. So he can just try and kill a lot of people. Can he? I'm not sure if he can solo kill the Mordekaiser right yet, at least, but he probably can. When he doesn't have Sunjust or ultimate, he probably can just solo kill anyone in the game.
I mean, having completed the LDR, he has quite a bit of armor penetration as well. So I think he could do it, honestly, not having the Zonia there on the Mordekaiser, but Heartbreaker comes out to get him over the wall. Temple might be in the worst spot he's ever known, and Jeevan takes down the Viego there on the bot side. So return kill on the bot side, but it's not really the biggest kill or the biggest advantage to secure yourself at the 27-minute mark.
A win.
We'll see what they end up going for, but Slifer up there on the top side, just keeping the Mordekaiser in check. Not really letting Hero get out of that lane. Undo here with XLs and Dylan trying to just get around towards that mid tier 2. Try and defend it up. Not let themselves go down anymore in the gold department.
Yeah, but I feel that's a great thing for Eagles. If they said, we're saying that Hero cannot join the team because the set is keeping them there, but I feel like keeping the set there is better.
Okay, a lot of damage there. The triple shuriken lands onto Hero. He's gonna Zhonya's up, but it's not enough. And we were saying if he could solo kill him, and it was just a matter of time before he did it. Now, this is gonna be a 5v4 here. They have the pressure around the dragon. You can see Viego already TPing in here. Temple and the rest of the team might be just looking for this dragon here. The top lane turret is now secured as well, so an extra 250 gold into the back pocket of that Zed. Still very strong, and he's going to have the death mark up if they want to continue to fight here. Even though, can he look for the steal here? This is a Lee Sin. He's probably going to look for it here. Does cue the Baron once again. Is he going to dash in? He's going to go in at the end. Is he going to find the steal? He steals it away! Jeevan finds it at the end of the day. Gives this guy a big-ass medal, man. He's continuing to fight Slipper in the back line, trying to do his best. So they are going to wipe the team fight, but that was a 6 steal out of the Lee Sin. They were able to find it. Killua trying to do his best to get away, but using the Paranoia to kill the Vision on the backside of this fight. But Udi is going to continue the chase down. Undo trying to find it at the end. Mordekaiser over here TPing in to try and save his mid laner there, but man, that was still an absolute wipe of a team fight from the side of the Unicorns.
Yeah, they at least get to keep one of the Barons, so it wasn't a total loss. And that was kind of forced to go for, because if not, they can just go with the set split pushing. And who can really stop the set at that point? With the Baron, with the split push? Oh, Zed goes in.
Yeah, Zed is in there, but he's still pretty strong. He gets fleet up there by the Nocturne, but he's going to go down at the end, and that's 1,000 gold into the hands of the Morgana. of all people there.
Yeah.
So Excel's trying to do his best to run away. Dylan's going to dash in here, rocket jump in, get the Q, the explosive charge. A little bit more damage will finish him off, but he's going to find a kill. Excel's taking out another one. That's Cloud Soul. So this is going to be a fast bear alongside the rest of his team. Almost no cooldown reduction left onto the ultimates of these guys. They have about 30% extra cooldown reduction. So these ultimates are going to be on a very low cooldown.
Yeah. That, and one of the ultimates that will be not only benefit a lot from the movement speed but also from the cooldown is the Cillian ultimate that has helped Dylan survive for so much of these fights. I didn't point it out before, but the Cillian with that soul, it's going to be so happy just because of how much he can save his teammates. And now imagine the Zed diving in with a Cillian ultimate. What can you do if you cannot kill him? If you have a hard time killing him once, imagine trying to kill him twice.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult there to try and even deal with any of that. Again, though, the Zed is still popping off in this game. Gives away that big shutdown, but I think he's still just... He's playing for style points at this point, man. 12-2-2, almost 300 CS. They have that Cloud Soul now in their pocket. They have that mid lane inhibitor. It's only a matter of time before they try and look for the killing blow here. Still very far ahead. And while Achievement may have had some very good plays at the earlier stages of the game, it's just the Lee Sin falls off hard, right? The Udyr, that's why you pick it. You have utility all throughout the game. You can look for early ganks. You're still very tanky at the later stages. The Lee Sin still does not have that much priority. Even though he did steal away that Baron, though, which was a 6 steal. It's going to be very hard to deal with him at this point in time throughout the map. And Dylan starting to scale up on this Tristana as well there. You can see those 3 items picked up now, while Wolven only has the 2 to his name there. Still very big.
Items, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, she's a Tristana, so she will be able to deal a lot of damage, but it's still kind of surprised not seeing one IE, not seeing a Lord Dominix as well, something like that. But I feel like this is just so that she can survive to some degree and so that she can deal as much effective damage as she can. But I feel like something like an IE or a Lord Dominix would be way more impactful in this game, especially because the Gale Force can just save you that much. You already have a Cillian.
Yeah, I agree completely. The item choices here, interesting overall, but I think he's still very much farther ahead than his competition there. So the item difference gonna be minuscule there. If he did opt in, his output of damage might be a little bit higher, but I think he's still feeling just fine on Tristana so far. Dylan, at this point, still very strong for his team. If the team fight goes a little haywire, he's still gonna be in the back line, throwing in those pot shots overall. So. Killua hasn't really been able to do a whole lot on this Nocturne pick so far. He has been trying to look for these flanks, but it's just not enough to try and secure themselves a teamfight win. They just have so much pressure, so much things to deal with around these fights, and you can see it here now. Dylan and Undo trying to push in onto the inhibitor tower here. Hero is here to try and defend. They are going to clear away those waves, so a lot of damage. Slifer here, though. There's a lot of damage already, burning through the black shields, and any sort of extra health that they do have. Now having the Edge of Night as well, though, so it's going to be hard to catch him out. And they are going to get it out right now, so before he goes in, but he's still feeling just fine on the Zed pick. Dylan here in the front, Undo on the other side, though, trying to just take down this mid, or this bot inhibitor tower and try and get themselves some extra, room to play around, because right now everybody's just kind of dancing around each other.
Yeah, and the thing is, unicorns really don't need to force anything. They can just dance around, keep on making the players from Eagles move around, have to deal with everything, and eventually they will be able to cut something out of position. Now they're moving top lane, they are going to be able to secure that inhibitor as well. I feel like if they push fast enough, the Tristana can delete it fast enough, and the Baron, which it takes is spawning in 1 minute, it's going to be the objective that will probably tip the scale on the side of the unicorns and be able to let them finish the game.
Yeah, it's going to allow them to get that last little bit of damage onto the base to finish off the game, right? As you're talking about there. Overall, though, Dylan, Killua getting barreled down on there by the Tristana. She's getting to these higher levels, right? And that's the big difference in a Tristana compared to something like a Varus. You get that extra range. You're able to take over some team fights. And Jiva now might be caught out here. Undo just dashing in there. Temple, though, getting low there at the end. Slifer trying to make the plays happen. Goes in over the wall. He's going to get locked up in the Death Realm now. has not used his ultimate just yet. Going to use it now to get some extra damage, but he is stuck in the Death Realm still, trying to get away, trying to get any sort of distance he can in between the team and himself. Excel's over here, but Tristana's on the bot side continuing the push. In the mid lane, though, they're losing the rest of their base, so Super Minions are pushing into the towers. Even trying to find the fight here, but he is by himself, dashes in with the Q, Resonating Strike lands, but Heartbreaker's to come out over well from Temple there. Undo is trying to find as much damage as he can. They're just buying time for the Tristana. Nobody has really gotten to deal with him. On the other side, though, here is Slifer once again. The flash Q, the bear slap comes out. Temple is continuing to find his fight. It is finally breaking out. Here goes into the back line they go. Temple trying to continue the fight out. Slifer just having so much damage. He's going to use the Death Mark once again. He just used that ability, man. This Cloud Soul is coming in clutch here at the end of the game. Having so much damage and extra utility on that Zed is really paying off here. Temple, Slifer, and Excel's the last three members on the blue side over here on the top. They are going to find that kill onto him. They are going to have another Chrono Shift, man. And that's why the Cloud Soul is OP, man.
Yep,
Oh,
there,
man.
I think everyone just got it. That is the proof that Cloud Soul is the best, right? Like there, just because you can now revive 2 times. But you have to be so bad to feel so bad for the side of Eagles. They tried to go for the Hail Mary play, and they almost were able to just secure 1 kill, but then they get run over. They cannot try and do anything, and the Mordekaiser was the Tristana wasn't even there. She was pushing bot lane alone against the Mordekaiser, and the Mordekaiser couldn't even kill the Tristana.
Yeah, it's we're getting to a rough point. Yeah, man, we're getting to a rough point here for the Eagles. They're really, you said it earlier, Hail Marys at this point. They're gonna have to keep throwing them out. Dragon and Elder Dragon and Baron buff are on the table right now, ready to go. So we'll see who ends up taking that one. The TP is coming in here, so the side of the Eagles have the side of it. They could just look for a TP end here with Temple, but it doesn't look like they have the waves in the right positions here. But that is going to be the XL's locked up. They already have to use the Chrono Shift to bring back one. Even into the back line he goes. He's trying to look for the ultimate. There goes the Paranoia as well into the back line. Slifer in the front line, though, trying to find a kill. Already takes down the one. That's going to be 2 already taken down on the blue side. They're going to continue this fight out, and it's just going to be turned into a blue side wipe. The Zed is on fire, baby. Slifer is absolutely blasting the rest of the team here. GA as well. Hero cannot do anything but watch him. And now an ace there picked up with the Udyr. This is going to be the end of the game. And now with the Super Minions in hand alongside that fat Zed, they're going to end this game here 17-2-5. If this man doesn't get player of the game, I don't know what to tell you, man. This man is absolutely putting on a show this game.
Yeah, how many kills does he need to have to actually be player of the game? Because if 17 is not enough, then I don't know what kind of game this is anymore. But yeah, Slifer, it looked good for the side of Eagles. They were trying to force, they got a pick, but the Cillian didn't die quickly enough. So the ultimate came through, and he was able to survive long enough that the Zed was there. And then they tried to force everything on Dylan. Okay, maybe. Nah,
oh, maybe they can find it. Can they end the game? Nope, it's going to be the end at the end.
Set away. But yeah, like that last fight looked okay enough for the side of Eagles that even if it was a Hail Mary, it was a good enough Hail Mary to some degree.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cetis was way too much. They just couldn't deal with that champion. Just no.
Yeah, it was just too much, man, at the end of the day. And it's another blue side win here for the side of the Unicorns. They take it home once again, and while we're not really going to be able to see a whole lot of the damage charts here, they are finally. We are going to be able to see what went down in that game. And Slifer there, man, put it on a show on the Zed pick of all things. And he definitely was showing out this game. So everybody in chat right now, make sure you vote for your player of the game. Just going to put that up real quick. But again, man, that was just sick to see. I love Zed performances like that. Yeah, for sure. And we'll see what ends up happening here for the player of the game. But again, the Unicorns are going to take this win home. That you can see there, the damage almost cresting about 34,000. So looking really, really good going into this third week of play. The Unicorns are definitely playing hot. They're playing comfortable, and they're playing flashy too, which I always like to see for a team.
Yeah. Yeah. Flashy play at least is the one that you can always feel fine watching, because like you say, it's flashy, it's fun to see, it's something that you cannot take your eyes away from, and if it's done well, like said this game, then it's something that you don't want to stop watching. It's just so good. And I feel like the Unicorns delivered to some degree, and they were behind at the start of the game. They started the game 0-1. They gave up first blood really early. They gave up some crucial kills, and they still were able to pull it back. Obviously, I feel like this was mostly in the back of Sniper. He just delivered so well in the game overall. He was 0-1 at the start of the game without flash, and and by 10 minutes he was already 4-1. He was putting so much pressure on the side lanes, on kills on champions. He was putting as much work as he can so that
Yeah.
the rest of the team didn't need to do much, and he just carried the team on his back, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure. That was a hard 1v9 in my opinion. Definitely securing his team those advantages from start to finish. And while we wait for these votes to come in, we can just talk a little bit more at the end of this game. We saw two great games coming out, very, very long. They're almost about 40 minutes each. Both teams on in both of the games today were definitely playing with their hearts out. They wanted to find these wins today, and for the Falcons, they were not able to, or they were able to pick that one up in the first game, and the Unicorns around the second time. Overall, though, I think all four teams on the day played very, very well, which was surprising to
Yeah.
see. I was expecting to at least see somebody get stomped, but it turned out to be two very, very good games. Everybody playing hot and on fire there. So I'm interested to see what's going to go on later in the split here. We can just go through the standings a little bit overall. Let's see if I can pull them up here real quick. Yeah, but yeah, man, this was just sick to see. A lot of good play coming out here, and a 6Z performance to end it all off. You got any thoughts on like how like that game played out, man, or any big mistakes or turning points that you thought in that game?
Uh, for me, it was like because Sniper was such a huge factor. I feel like a lot of the things kind of went under the rug for the side of Unicorns because they still were really they were still behind most of the game. Uh, Gaming was able to pull off some crucial ganks and some plays in bot lane that I feel like most of the time shouldn't be able to be pulled off. Cidian and Tristana should have enough survivability alone that they shouldn't have to die to some of these plays, and I feel like they shouldn't have gotten the Baron stolen from them as well, because if they get that Baron, they can just close out the game really easily. So there's some couple mistakes there, and I feel like Sniper from now on will get set banned. I don't feel like that
Yeah,
champion will ever come through once again. Although we may see someone brave enough to play against him, but I think he delivered well enough in that champion that I don't feel like it shouldn't go unbanned.
yeah. I think that again, man, it has to be a must pan at this point, right?
Yeah.
Just absolutely popping off on that one. Uh, we saw it here today, and going to the future weeks, we'll see if it ever ends up back in his hands. Uh, Overall, though, I think he played extremely well on that Zed pick. We saw him with that flashy outplay at the earlier stages of the game. Uh, and overall, though, man, he just played really good.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I wanted to see going into the day. I just, man, I'm at a loss for words. That earlier play of the game really made me rethink what I should look for in these games. So it was really cool to see. And I hope I could see it again going to the future weeks. Um,
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of chance that it can come up because I feel like these teams are closer than we probably thought. Like you were saying, you were expecting a stomp out of these two games, but these two games went went longer than we expected. It was more than 30 minutes in both games. So I feel like they're probably going to be closer and closer the closer we get to playoffs, ironically. So I feel like these
yeah.
teams can be closer to this.
Yeah, and just to end this one off on the day, Slifer is going to take away your player of the game as expected. 17-2-2 on the Zed pick there for himself, popping off in that game. It had me, lose my mind there for a second. So, unless you got anything else to say left, my friend, we are going to end this one off on the day here with the second game of the day. Again, first game, Falcons take that one. For the second one, Unicorns take that one away. Going to move themselves higher into the standings. So, you got any last words here?
No, pretty much fun games. It was fun being part of the cast today. So hopefully being part of the cast more, and hope to see more good games in the future.
All right, man. I agree completely. So, without further ado, I've been Gundo. I've been joined by TDS. We've been popping off on the day. We got to see some pop-off performances. So, hope everybody out there has a good night. Hope they enjoyed the games, and we'll catch y'all tomorrow for the next set of the games. And we'll catch y'all next time.